Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in for Pause for the Pebble. I'm your host, Teiko Sims. We have a great episode for you tonight. Meg Nassif is in the building. Will and Alex are also have our athlete for the week, an interview with football coach Sean Lutz, and some updates on spring sports. And we also have information regarding multicultural graduation, so if you plan on attending, you might want to take a listen. Also, the water tower. We all know it and love it, but what's its purpose? Let me tell you, it is not what you think. So I have that story coming up for you as well. We have all this and plenty more tonight on Pause for the Pebble. As the semester ends, spring cleaning begins. With students cleaning out their closets before heading home for the summer, members at College Dress Relief helped SRU get ready for the break with their clothing drive this past Tuesday. With 62% of clothing ending up in landfills, CDR was able to keep these clothes from contributing to Earth's land pollution and just in time for Earth Day. Half of the clothes donated found their new homes here at SRU, with the rest making their way to a local women's shelter. And even though this year's pop-up shop has passed, you can follow CDR at College Dress Relief on TikTok and Instagram to learn about other sustainable brands, get fashion inspiration, or prepare for next year's event. And speaking of Earth Day and keeping Mother Earth safe, this past Saturday, the McCoskey Center hosted their annual Earth Day celebration, EarthFest. Our reporter Matt Lewis has the story. Matt?
This past Saturday, the McCoskey Center hosted their annual Earth Day celebration, EarthFest. While Earth Day is officially on April 22nd, the event always occurs on the closest Saturday. The festival featured activities for all ages, including environmental education activities, pony rides for kids, live music, regionally sourced food, raffle baskets, and even an electric car show.
So being a part of EarthFest for me means being able to show more of the community what the McCoskey Center is, which is a homestead that shows and demonstrates sustainable practices, which can not only be used here for just like the students of Slippery Rock, it can be spread for more of like the community and overall just understanding and learning those principles. So I think being here and having everybody here to show that is a really great way to implement even what Earth Day means of protecting and keeping the earth clean and safe. And I think the McCoskey Center does a really great job with supplying people with the education and things like that to help them.
The event also hosted various vendors, many of which will participate in the summer farmers market in town.
Well, it's nice to be out here in the gardens and to see everything that they're doing here. It's nice to be with like-minded people, and it helps as a business because this is our community, so it's nice to network and see the people in our community and all of our friends and all of our family, and then to connect with the college kids as well.
The farmers market begins May 11th and runs every Saturday and Sunday.
Thanks, Matt. So, graduation is right around the corner, and in addition to the ceremonies held on May 4th, many students will also attend the multicultural graduation on May 2nd. Our reporter, Nia Moore-Harris, has all the facts. Take a listen.
Slippery Rock University's Office of Inclusive Excellence hosts a multicultural graduation twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. The graduation shines a light on accomplishments completed by graduates who identify as multicultural. During the ceremony, stoles that represent LGBTQIA, African American, Latino, athletes, and multiracial are included. We asked host Malik Robertson more about the graduation.
What the multicultural graduation means to me is students getting the opportunity to express themselves and go on to life and explore new things, achieve their goals and dreams, and just, fulfill all their passions that they've been dreaming about ever since they were younger, or finding new passions. And it just brings everything together, with their hard work and just becoming a successful person overall here at Slippery Rock.
While the traditional graduation ceremony has a cap on attendees, the multicultural graduation is open to the public. We asked for more information from Assistant Director for Student Transitions, Kirsten Black.
Multicultural graduation, hosted by the Office for Inclusive Excellence, is Thursday, May 2nd at 5 o'clock in Miller Auditorium. We hope to see you there.
Thank you, Naya. And a very interesting wrap-up we have for you tonight. Now, everyone knows Slippery Rock's well-known landmark, the Water Tower. Now, this landmark may look like a guardian of hydration, but it's actually dry as a bone. That's right, and has been for years. The water tower serves a new purpose these days, supporting antenna for cable companies, bringing in the university some extra revenue, but where is all this water hiding? Well, the answer lies in 3 different locations: a reservoir underneath the tower, one behind the Heights apartment complex, and one near St. Peter's Church on Main Street. Now, here's a fun fact that might leave you a little parched. The water we all shower and drink with could be up to 15 years old. According to the reporter from the Rocket, wells pump groundwater that gets treated at the university plant, but the age of the water might explain the less than refreshing taste and smell that students in the town of Slippery Rock know all too well. And that's all for news, but before we break, let's look at our weather for today. Slippery Rock has dropped in temperature since last week, with a high of 55 and a low of 36. And we're going to cut to a short commercial break, but when we come back, Will and Alex will have everything you need for spring sports. Stay tuned.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know. It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get into this week's edition of SRU Sports on Pause for the Pebble. We have a special edition of our Athlete of the Week as someone shined with a record-breaking performance. Senior softball player Kelsey Anderson recorded a no-hitter in their victory over Edinburgh Thursday from home field. The no-hitter marked a program record for wins, as Anderson now sits first all-time. The Ohio native is now first in SRU softball history for wins, starts, and strikeouts. My friend to the left of me, Will, plans to fill you in more on softball later during this episode. For now, Will is going to update you on some spring football. Yes, spring football.
Well, Alex, it's coming to the end of this semester. You know what that is. That means Rock football is right around the corner. Now, the Rock has an annual green and white game every spring that took place last Friday. And we had the pleasure to sit down, not just us, but Arturo had the pleasure to sit down with Coach Lutz.
Thanks, guys. We're here today with Coach Lutz from the football team. After the first spring game that you've had, we've got a couple questions for you. So, what was special about last year's team and to make you guys so successful?
Yeah, it's just our kind of our motto is relentless, you know, and being passionate about what you do. Our guys are, I mean, I'm very lucky and fortunate to be here because our guys that we recruit have got great staff. They just love to play the game, and we try to have a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. You being a soccer player here, sports, you play at an early age because you just love the game. You like to have fun. And we try to recruit guys that have that mindset that, you know, we don't have to challenge. They want to be great. They want to be competitive, and they want to win the championship. That's always the standard. We fell a little short last year because our goal is to win the PSAC championship, and you know, we fell a little short of that, but we did make the national playoffs. We won the West for 5 straight years, made it to Elite 8. But our goal is always to win a PSAC championship and compete for a national championship.
Sure. What's a lesson or two that you will take from last year's deep run and pass along to teams to come?
Yeah, great question. It's just really the standard of the little things, and it's accountability and discipline. You know, professional sports, everybody has talent. It's the teams that do the little things the best to get yourself over the top, and it's no different. It was like, you know, like how I explain it. It's like New England Patriots. Nobody liked them back in the day when they were winning Super Bowls. I don't always think they have the most talent. I just think when Tom Brady was playing and Bill Belichick, whether you like him or not, they really they really took care of the little things that was important. And I think if our guys can have more discipline and accountability, for example, in the Kutztown game, I don't know how we lost still to this day, the second one in the playoff game. I mean, we outgained that team over 300 yards. They only got 2 first downs in the second half, but we did stupid things. We turned the ball over 3 times in the red zone. We did a lot of things that, you know, penalties that hurt us, and you can't do those things. You expect to get over the top. So it's not, I think we have the talent here. I think we have the will to win. It's us doing the little things like discipline, and we really worked hard in the spring with that.
Okay. So what do you expect to see next year in this team with losing so many key players? And who are you looking to step up and fill those holes?
Well, the offensive line, number one. You know, we got Julian Sams from Kent State that started 2 years there. We got Marshall Futrell, who played at Charlotte a little bit. That's here now. The center position, it's up in the air. You know, but anytime you got Cam Cruz at tight end, you got Braden Longback, you got Chris Dior. We also got, no one knows this yet, but we got an All-American tailback coming in from a school, you know, that is going to add the mix to this thing, and we're excited about him. And the biggest mindset is we're going to be challenged week 1. We play New Haven at our place. That was a playoff team. And then we go at Shepherd. Historically, they've been the best team. So we're going to find out what type of team we have from the first 2 weeks of our schedule. I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you.
Thank you. We're back to the studio.
Man, what a guy, Alex. I'll tell you what. Now the green and white game happened, and green team would end up winning against the white team, 34-29. Now this is early to say, Alex, but that defense looks good.
Yeah, thank you, Will, for that spring sports update. The men brought home an unprecedented 12 first-place finishes at the John Papa Invitational from their home turf. Sophomore Kanye Thompson started the day of winning with a 10.53 score in the 100-meter dash. Following Thompson was the rapid A.J. Verada. The dominant year by the junior continued with his 21.13 finish in the 200-meter dash. Next up was freshman Kyle Rocht. He earned victory in the 400-meter dash by way of a 49.37 finish. Senior Devin Navaroli then saw the finish line first in the 800-meter run. His win came with a 1-minute 57-second finish. The next victor came in the 1,500-meter run, where Troy Hart finished in 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Graduate student Ethan Bentham conquered the 10,000-meter run by way of a 33-minute 20-second time. Hurdles was once again owned by sophomore Matthew Crow. His win in the 110-meter event came by way of a 14.53 leap. In the 4x100-meter relay, Thompson, Verada, and Crow led the way, along with the help of Jacob Thompson. The 4 collaborated for a 40.98 score in the win. Just like taxes, some things in life are automatic, so just like taxes, Dan Hyatt once again won the pole vault event. The senior won this time with a 4.95-meter extension.
Dang.
Triple jump was owned by SRU's very own Ian James. The sophomore posted a 14.01 score in his win. A special moment in shot put occurred as senior Josh Gose recorded a PR by way of a 17.43 toss, which also was enough for the win. Javelin throw rounds out the men's side of winners as Josh Kingerski snagged himself a victory. His 55.64 throw would be enough to close out the competition. Looking ahead, we have baseball with Will.
Now, Alex, the Slippery Rock men's baseball team had a home-and-home series, 4 games against their divisional opponents, Cal U. Now, the first game on Saturday in the doubleheader at Cal U, the Rock would split this one, dropping the first one, though, 3-2, and then quickly bouncing back 5-0. The Rock would then travel back home, face Cal U on their home turf. The Rock would again open the doubleheader with a loss, as they would go on to lose the first one 9-7. Now, Alex, the second game was just too good to put for us just to talk about it. So I feel like we got to show them. Yeah, we have to show them what we got here. So bottom first, 2 outs, man on first. Yep. And see ya. That one's already gone.
Doesn't look like a problem that we're down 2-0, I'll tell you that.
No, it's 2-2 now.
My goodness, right back in it.
Yeah, we're going in 2-2. That's a great shot by them, by the camera guy. Whoever that camera guy is right there. I mean,
give him some props.
Yeah, give him some props.
Back
now,
like we never left, huh?
Bottom
we're down 2 again.
Yeah, we're down 2. See you later, Alex.
Walk me through it, baby.
Yep,
Let's go.
That's another 2-run home run. I'll tell you what, like, this team, they know how to hit.
Yeah,
and it's
really
just ever since that we started commentating them. I'll tell you what, like it's just
the bats are rolling.
Ever since that we started doing this, it's like home run after home run after home run
with ease.
So it's 4-4, bottom 3. That takes them, and they still have 1 out here. That's the beauty of it. They still have 1. Yeah, plenty of time, plenty of opportunity here. Bottom 3, 2 outs now, and see ya.
Another one.
Yeah, left-hand hitter. See ya, right over that 375 mark. I mean, this team's just, I mean, against Cal U too, dominant team. I mean, this is looking great.
It just seems like Harmony Road's collecting a lot of baseballs back there nowadays, huh?
5-4 now, bottom. It's I think this is going to take us now to the bottom of the third. Still 2 outs, 2 men on, 3-1 count. Hitters count.
Ding dong.
See ya later. 375 again. On top of the hill.
Unbelievable.
Who's on top of that hill? That's a souvenir.
Know. Maybe that loose pig somewhere around there, huh?
That's a souvenir up there in the stands. I mean, the fans are getting what they want out of this team right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got to be jacked up.
And we're getting what we want.
Yeah, exactly. So we're still bottom 5th, no outs, man on first and second. That's going to be a nice little grounder up the middle, right through the pitcher's mound, and that's going to score 1 and score 2.
Sometimes you just got to squeak it by.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of this team. They play a small ball, but then they also can play a long ball. That's what's real nice about them. Again, bottom 5, man on first, 10-4 now, and this one's gonna. I think this one's gonna be gone. It's no, one hops him. That's what they said. One hops him. The man's gonna score from first. Little awkward slide there, but again, it's turf. It's not really dirt. You can't really slide too much. Bottom 5 again, 1 out, man on second and third. This one's going to be a 1-hopper off the wall right over the center fielder. It's going to get away from him. Kind of read that one horribly right there, Alex. And the man from second's going to score.
How about 12?
Yeah. It's
he fumbled.
Yeah. It's going to be a second. It's going to be a second and third, and then they're going to load the bases here. 2 outs still, 13-4, and he hits him.
Ouch.
He hits him. Luckily, the catcher comes out, makes sure he's okay, so benches don't clear or anything, so we don't have anything going.
Good stuff. Sportsmanship
14-4, walks in another batter, Alex. Another one.
I mean, what's this guy doing?
Yeah, and that's going to end it for the Rock there, as that's going to cap it off. 15-9 is going to be end of score. Gino Mara is going to come on the mound to save you. Right there, he's going to close this one. And the SRU set a season high in runs scored with 4 home runs and hits on this game, 16. And your Rock take it over Cal U, 15-9. Okay, and again, we got to come back to this. Like, that just takes a lot out of me right there. Now, on Tuesday, the Rock would also play Tiffin University and keep the hot bats rolling, as they would go on to win this game 6-1. Now, let's take a look at those standings. The Rock now sit 1 below Cal U in the standings, Alex, just above Mercyhurst. And they are 14-6 in PSAC play and also 24-11 overall. So with Cal U right above them at 25-10, and they're pretty much tied with Cal U right now in the PSAC play.
There.
It's a huge win.
There, then, huh?
Huge split, as people would say. That's what I would say. That's a beautiful shot there. I mean, that's a beautiful standings, and I expect. Where do you expect them to finish, you think?
Top. I mean, we keep playing games like that, keep dominating Cal U like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the only place we can go.
Hey, why don't we stick with you and go? Let's hear about the women's track.
Why don't we do that? Slippery Rock women's track and field fell just shy of their first place finishes, as they took home 11 of their own. Starting the day off was Samantha Gilbert, winning the 100-meter dash. Here, the senior tallied an 11.99 finish. Reagan Johnson, who finished just behind Gilbert in the 100, won the 200-meter dash by way of a 25.03 score. Heading over to the 10K meter run, Ruthie Hughes recorded a win with her 28-minute, 21-second finish. Whenever Gilbert and Johnson collaborate, it's just game over for the competition. The two teamed up with Lane Miller and Lydia Reed to win the 4x100 meter relay with their 46.93 finish. Gilbert then teamed up with Alice Bogea, Lorna Spiegel, and Lydia Latimer to conquer the 4x100 meter relay with their 3-minute, 53-second finish. In high jump, Paige Griffith leaped her way to a 1.60 meter finish for a victory of her own. Gilbert took her talents to the long jump next, where she posted a 5.71 finish for yet another victory on the day.
Damn, does this girl just always win?
Always winning. Junior Alex Brzeski took over the triple jump with her 11.45 meter leap. Sarah Corey won for the third straight week in the shot put event with her 14.62 send. Similar to Dan Hyatt Tax's conversation, Tiffany Joliemi continues to pour it on in the competition as she won hammer throw this week by her score of 54.17. Just when you thought the list of winners could never end, sadly it is. Javelin throw was claimed by Isabella Bartoletti when she launched it 39.50 meters. My goodness. I hope you folks at home like track and field because boy did we have some winners this week. Way to be, squad. Anyways, on to Will with softball.
I just got a quick question. Was there anyone else at this track meet? It seems like Slip just tore it up.
Owned it.
Owned it. Now the softball team has been on a hot streak lately. After sweeping IUP on Sunday, both games going into extra innings, the Rock would then have a key matchup against Mercyhurst. The Rock would end up rolling this team in the 5 innings in the first game. Now on to the second game, the Rock would have a little trouble at the plate as they would drop this one 3-1. On Wednesday, the Rock would only get in 1 game against Clarion due to a rain delay. But the Rock would still pull out a win in this one, as they would win in a thrilling 7-6 game. Now, Alex, not like your track and field, but that was about it for softball. But we'll take a look at the standings real quick. Slip's still in the hunt here, right behind Gannon, Cal U, and Seton Hill. Rock now sit 9-6 in PSAC play and 15-20 in overall play. The Rock's still on a winning streak here as they're on a 2-game winning streak. Seems to be the only team in the PSAC besides Edinboro that are on a winning streak right now.
We're going to sneak in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we should be able to sneak in here. I mean, Gannon and Cal U and Seton Hill, Slip still has some games at hand because remember those rain delays that we had for a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Well, now, Alex, let's talk to us about a little bit of lacrosse that we mixed last week.
Yeah, let's do that. Slippery Rock University women's lacrosse, they earned a season sweep over number 15 Lock Haven with a convincing 22-9 victory in a key Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Western Division game last Wednesday evening from Mahalik-Thompson Stadium. The Rock improved to 10-2 overall and 6-1 in PSAC West action with their 6th straight win, keeping pace with 1 loss Seton Hill atop the division standings. The 10 wins marks the first time in program history that SRU has strung together 3 straight 10-win seasons, after posting 10 wins in both 2022 and 2023. All 3 of those seasons have come under the direction of head coach Taryn Burkholder, who becomes the first coach in program history to have 3 10-win seasons.
True.
In our next episode, we'll recap the games played against Seton Hill and Gannon. But for now, we're going to throw it on over to tennis with Will.
Wow. The lacrosse girls keep winning too. Man, this is University, I'll tell you what. The Slippery Rock University women's tennis pushed its winning streak to 4 matches with an impressive 6-1 PSAC West divisional victory over Mercyhurst Tuesday at the SRU tennis courts. The Rock currently stretch their consecutive victories, the record to 10-6 overall and 3-1 inside PSAC West, while Mercyhurst drops to 12-5 overall. The following games against Edinboro and Cal U will be highlighted in next week's episode. Noria Martin and Gabrielle Del Val turned in the first results of the day, courtesy of a 6-0 shutout versus Brown and Boudin. Out the third flight. The Rock's senior duo is the 8-2 this season and winners of 6 straight bouts. What a week for the Rock. Oh, wait.
You're stealing my thunder here, man. What's going on? I mean, this guy.
Sorry.
Anyways, what a week for Rock Athletics. We had records broken, 2 clowns commentate a game that already happened, and an exhausting amount of winning. Thanks for staying with us through it all. And clubs and orgs, they're going to close out this week's episode of Pause for the Pebble.
Hello, and thank you again for joining us for another episode of the Soul Food Initiative. And my name is Dr. Fedwa Ludi with the Department of Strategic Communication and Media here at Slippery Rock University.
But for now, our crew is going to eat. So thank you yet again. Like, share, subscribe. Join us for the next episode here on the Soul Food Initiative. And come out here one time and have some of this great food with us. Take care. Peace.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit, and it was bad. Back home, I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible. Having someone on your side means everything.
DAV helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
And that was Alex Well-Norturo with our SRU Sports. For now, we're going to kick it back a little bit and highlight some clubs and organizations, as well as students who participate in here on campus. We will go through the clubs that they participate in, an interview, and how to get involved with the club. And that being said, this episode is a little bit different, and instead of highlighting 2 main clubs, we will be highlighting 2 students instead. So at first, here is Zach Gibson, an alumni from the Communication Department.
Hello, my name is Zach Gibson. I was a student at SRU from 2021 to 2023. I was a strategic communication and media student. I concentrated in multimedia journalism and digital media production. I graduated December 2023, and I now currently work with Trib Live in Pittsburgh as a digital content producer. At SRU, I was someone who tried to experience as much as I could. So through clubs and organizations, namely OIE, WSRU-TV, which I was the vice president of, and I was a member of Rock Out and also worked closely with SRU DEIB. Through all of those clubs and organizations, I found myself very busy in a good way. There was always an experience that I gained, whether that was on a people-facing front, learning more about the culture and backgrounds of our students on campus, the things they deal with on a daily basis, or on a more technical front when it's more major intensive, with my major being digital media production, learning more of the production side of things, like putting on the TV shows and scheduling and producing all of the episodes that I had to produce during my time as vice president. I think this university, in its broad array of clubs and organizations, puts students in a unique position to be prepared for a lot of different situations and environments outside of Slippery Rock. Some ways that the university's clubs and orgs have prepared me is interacting with people outside of the university. For a lot of the things that a lot of the productions that we ran, for WSRU-TV, we worked with outside organizations and businesses, so learning how to have conversations and have professional pitch meetings with them is something that I can attribute to my experiences in WSRU-TV. Also, my passion for advocacy and volunteering has come from personal experiences prior to SRU, but has been largely cultivated and enriched by my experiences working within SRU DEIB's office. So I think working within organizations has made me a better communicator professionally and enrich my knowledge about the importance of diversity in different aspects of my everyday life. Something I would say to somebody who is nervous about joining a new club or organization is you'll never know what you love until you try. I am somebody who liked to try everything. At one point, I held 5 different student worker positions at the university, mainly so that I could try a bunch of new things to see what I was interested in. So I would fully encourage anybody who is a little skeptical or shy to start or jump into something to try it. I think college also is a place where the stakes, you get responsibility, but without as much stakes as you would in a professional setting. So this is always a place where you could try a club, and if it doesn't work for you, it's fully okay to walk away. So there's a lot of, not as much risk as a student would think there is for so much potential reward.
Clubs here at SRU are easily accessible, and you should never feel nervous to do something new or something you're interested in. You can learn more about clubs at SRU by visiting the core. In the studio today, we got something a little bit different. One of my dear friends from the department, Meg Nassif. Meg, how are we doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm keeping spirits high today. But thank you for joining us in the studio. It's not always easy to get here and everything. But we have some questions that will give our audience a better understanding about your life in these clubs and organizations that you're in. So to start off, how did you learn about these clubs, and to start how did you get involved?
Yeah, so as far as my fraternity, they reached out to me the first semester that I was eligible to join. However, I didn't join then. I joined the next semester. For FMLA, I actually seeked out an organization like that and just joined it, and ever since then I've been in it. And then the radio station, I've always known it existed and was interested in it, but last year I just decided to join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very good balance. A little bit of everything sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
But that being said, with all the clubs that you do, along with school, work, and all these organizations, how do you find the time and how do you balance your schedule?
Yeah, so it's a lot. I think that a big part of it is time management, knowing that I have to get certain things done by a certain time and prioritizing them. And also I have leadership roles in my fraternity and in FMLA, and delegation is a really big thing.
Yeah.
So making sure that you know that you have a team behind you to help you get things done.
So speaking on leadership, you said that you're in these positions. How did you get there or find the interest to take that step above and be that role model for other people, essentially?
Yeah, I've always been sort of a natural leader, and these organizations are something I really care about. So whenever I, started getting interested in them and getting more involved, I just decided that I wanted to get more involved with the organizations and eventually go into leadership positions so that I could help them keep running the way that I liked them.
How do these age your college experience, and how will they help you once you graduate, since you are a graduate this spring?
Yeah, so with leadership, that's a skill in and of itself, and then it's taught me a lot of problem solving, working with others, things like that I think will be really helpful once I graduate.
Absolutely, and even then, those positions of leadership, you can help other people grow in that same aspect, or help anyone who not necessarily lacks, but could strengthen their leadership skills, and not just for the club, but to help them in college or when they graduate, if they have a job. So definitely get on that step. But to those who may be nervous about joining, like, what could you say to them who are maybe nervous and uncertain about joining a club?
Yeah, if you're nervous about joining a club, I would say just go for it. Especially at Slippery Rock, like, everybody is super nice, and if you decide that you hate a club, you can always quit. But at least you tried. So I would say try everything once.
That is very true. Try everything once, even though you might not like it. My dad always told me, you know, if I didn't like something, I at least had to stick the season through.
Yep.
That was with marching band, so good thing I liked it. I mean, I did it for 6 years, so I'd hope so.
Yeah.
But anything else you would want to say to the audience about joining clubs or any experiences?
Yeah, go for it. Clubs were a big part of my college experience, and I think that they really add to the college experience. So if you're not in any orgs, definitely get involved. Yeah.
Well, that is all that we have time for today, but thank you for coming into the studio, and thank you, Zach, for being a part of this segment as well.
And that is all we have for you today. Please be sure to check out Pause for the Pebble for our next episode coming real soon. Thank you.